Are you going on a cruise and stopping in Nassau? Then you need to watch this video. I've been to Nassau many times, and I know it gets a bad reputation. Some people say it's not worth getting off the ship. And yes, that can be true if you don't know what you're doing. In this video, I'm going to show you how to have an amazing day in Nassau without booking an expensive cruise shore excursion. I'll show you where to go, what to do, what to watch out for, and how to stay safe. If you've watched my videos before, you know I don't like wasting money. These are practical tips based on what I personally do every time my cruise stops in Nassau. Things I wish someone had told me before my first visit. Don't assume Nassau is a safe port. Before I go over what to do in Nassau, we need to talk about safety, because a lot of cruise passengers assume Nassau is automatically safe just because it's a cruise port. That's not always true. The Bahamas currently has a Level 2 travel advisory from the U.S. Department of State, which means travelers should exercise increased caution due to crime. One important thing to understand is how close dangerous areas are to the main tourist zone. The State Department warns travelers to stay alert in the over-the-hill area, just south of Shirley Street. Shirley Street is only 1 to 2 blocks from Bay Street, the main shopping street near the cruise port. If you plan to explore on your own, it helps to look at a map ahead of time so you know where not to go. Also, be extra aware at public beaches. The State Department has reported sexual assaults at downtown Nassau beaches, so stay alert and avoid using public restrooms alone. Now that we've covered safety, let's get into what to do in Nassau and how to make the most of your time in port. Public beaches. If you're spending the day at the beach, you can either go to a public beach or go to a private resort beach. Public beaches are free. Most public beaches in Nassau require a taxi. I personally prefer Junkanoo Beach because it's only a 15-minute walk from Nassau's cruise port. You don't need to waste money and time on taxis. At Junkanoo Beach, you'll find beach chair rentals, along with food and drinks. This is a good option if you're on a budget. Day pass to a private beach. Now, with that said, and honestly, as I get older, I'm not the biggest fan of public beaches anymore, especially in Nassau. If you're like me and prefer something easier and more luxurious, I highly recommend getting a day pass to a private resort beach. You don't need to go all the way to Atlantis for this. There are 2 resorts within walking distance of the cruise port, British Colonial Hotel and Margaritaville. Both are located near Junkanoo Beach, so again, no taxi required. Day passes at these resorts are much more affordable than Atlantis. For example, the British Colonial Hotel Day Pass is $87 for adults and $35 for kids. You can also rent cabanas or upgrade to day passes that include food and drinks. These resorts provide towels and lounge chairs. It's easier, more comfortable, and feels a lot more luxurious compared to public beaches. Check the link in the description below for details on how to buy day passes. Don't underestimate the traffic. Traffic in Nassau can be much heavier than you expect, especially during rush hour. This is one of the biggest reasons I stick to beaches that are within walking distance of the cruise port, because I've learned this lesson the hard way. On one visit, we took a taxi to Atlantis, assuming the ride back to the cruise terminal would be quick. It wasn't. We got stuck in rush hour traffic, and the bridge back into downtown Nassau was completely bumper to bumper. At one point, I honestly thought we were going to miss the ship. We made it back just in time, but it was extremely stressful. So if you plan on taking a taxi to a public beach or resort, always build in extra time for traffic and getting a ride back. Or better yet, stick to beaches within walking distance of the cruise port. It saves money and avoids unnecessary stress. Shopping on Bay Street. If you're not a beach person, Nassau has plenty of shopping to keep you busy. Bay Street is the main shopping area, and it's just a block from the cruise terminal. Here you'll find duty-free shops selling luxury goods and jewelry, along with a lot of souvenir stores selling $10 t-shirts like this one. This shirt has become my son's favorite, and I ended up buying him a few more because he wears it all the time. If you haven't been to Nassau in a few years, You'll notice the cruise port has been renovated. Now there are shops, restaurants, and even a Junkanoo museum right at the terminal. If you don't want to venture out to Bay Street, the cruise terminal is a clean and safe alternative for shopping and grabbing a bite. Straw Market. For a more authentic Bahamas experience, head to the Straw Market. It's walking distance from the cruise terminal. Just head west on Bay Street on your way to Junkanoo Beach. Here you'll find local vendors selling handmade crafts and souvenirs. Cruise Port Agent. One thing I didn't know when I was new to cruising was that all ports have port agents, and having their contact info is really important. The port agent is the local person to call if you have a medical emergency, run into travel issues, or, worst case, get left behind by the ship. You can usually find the port agent info on the Bahamas port shopping map your cruise line gives you. I recommend keeping the map with you and also taking a photo on your phone. That way, even if you lose the paper copy, you still have the information you need. Hair braiding. If you want to get your hair braided, you don't need to go far. Hair braiders are right at the cruise terminal shopping area, so you can get it done without worrying about transportation or safety. Taxis. Getting a taxi from the cruise terminal is easy. Just go to the taxi kiosk at the port. They even list the prices up front, so you don't have to worry about getting overcharged. Check the calendar. Before your cruise, take a few minutes to check the local calendar for Nassau. You might be arriving during a holiday, festival, or parade. For example, on one of our Christmas cruises, we arrived in Nassau on the same day as the famous Junkanoo Festival. We caught the tail end of the parade in downtown Nassau, which was amazing, but it also meant heavier traffic and some road closures. Checking the calendar ahead of time helps you plan your day better, avoid traffic, and still enjoy any special events happening in port. Non-refundable tours. The weather in Nassau can be unpredictable. I've had perfect sunny beach days, and I've had stops where it was pouring rain. If you're cruising during hurricane season, which is from June through November, there's also a chance your port stop could be canceled. That's why I never recommend booking non-refundable tours with independent operators. While they're sometimes cheaper, you risk losing your money if the weather changes. A safer option is to book shore excursions through your cruise line. That way, if your itinerary changes due to weather, your cruise line will adjust or refund your shore excursion. Free gift coupons. On your cruise, you'll get coupons for free gifts at stores in Nassau. For example, chains like Diamonds International give out charm bracelets. You'll usually find these coupons on your port shopping map. Bring them with you and stop by the store. My daughter loves collecting charms from different ports. Just remember, these free gifts are often used to encourage you to spend money. Go get your free gift, but don't feel pressured to buy anything. It's a fun activity for families with kids. Not bringing your passport. One of the biggest mistakes cruise passengers make in Nassau is leaving their passport on the ship. Always bring your passport, and make sure the kids have theirs too. If you miss the ship, having your passport allows you to fly to the next port and catch up. Without it, getting back on board can become complicated and stressful. Not having travel insurance is a big risk. Many people assume their U.S. health insurance or Medicare will cover them abroad, but in most cases, it doesn't. If you get sick or injured on an international cruise, you could be on the hook for thousands of dollars in medical bills. For example, my mother-in-law became seriously ill on a cruise and had to be rushed to a hospital. Thankfully, her travel insurance covered everything. Without it, she would have faced a massive bill. Travel insurance is especially important during hurricane season, when weather is unpredictable and rough seas can disrupt your plans. For cruises during the hurricane season, I personally choose a policy with a cancel for any reason clause. It gives me the flexibility to cancel if conditions make me uncomfortable. Check the description below for a link to travel insurance with this coverage. Don't buy from the first store. When you arrive in Nassau, It's tempting to buy the first souvenir you see, but don't. There are lots of shops selling similar items, and prices can vary widely. Take a few minutes to walk around and compare. Often, the best deals are in stores, just a little off the main tourist path. A little extra browsing can save you money. Bring cash. Another common mistake is not bringing cash. You'll need it for souvenirs, snacks, and small purchases. Many street vendors and local restaurants don't take credit cards, and even when they do, using cash helps avoid potential fraud. Most vendors accept US dollars, but don't be surprised if your change comes back in Bahamian dollars. To make things easier, bring small bills and coins, so you're not stuck with money you can't use. Get your free cruise packing list. Whether you're a first-time cruiser or a seasoned traveler, this one-page checklist makes sure you never forget the essentials. Download my free cruise packing list printable. Link in the description below. Want to know what the most overpriced things on cruises are? Don't waste your money on them. Watch the next video. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.